The Pakistan Army has brought home top honors from the United Kingdom. A Special Forces contingent secured the prestigious gold medal in the grueling Exercise Cambrian Patrol 2025. The international competition, known for being one of the toughest military exercises in the world, tests participants on leadership, stamina, and tactical skills across challenging terrain. The victory is a source of national pride and a testament to the high standards of training and professionalism within the Pakistan Army. Pakistan's defense sector is embracing the future of technology. Islamabad has officially welcomed the announced AI defense collaboration between tech giant Microsoft and Abu Dhabi-based holding company CPX. This partnership is expected to focus on integrating advanced artificial intelligence into defense and security systems. Officials believe the collaboration will significantly boost Pakistan's technological capabilities, offering opportunities for local expertise to contribute to next-generation defense solutions. The move signals a strong push for digital transformation in the military. The geopolitical ripple effects of the Ukraine conflict continue to be closely watched in South Asia. Islamabad is actively monitoring the U.S. plan to potentially send long-range Tomahawk cruise missiles to Ukraine. This proposed transfer is viewed as a significant escalation of military support. Analysts in Pakistan are assessing the impact of such powerful weaponry on the regional power balance and the broader security landscape. The situation remains a key focus for Pakistan's foreign policy and defense strategists. Military cooperation between Moscow and Islamabad is deepening. Russia and Pakistan have successfully concluded the latest edition of their annual joint counter-terrorism exercise, Druzhba 2025. The drills focused on sharing best practices in mountain and high-altitude warfare, a crucial area for both nations. The exercises involve special forces from both sides and underscore the growing defense relationship. Druzhba, which means friendship in Russian, reflects the continued commitment of both countries to strengthening their security partnership. Welcome to Pakistangeo Defence Update. For the latest on regional security and military analysis, subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss an intel drop. Tensions continue to simmer on the Pak-Afghan border as all major crossing points, including Torkham and Chaman, remain shut following a spate of deadly clashes. The border confrontation erupted last week, leading to casualties on both sides and severely disrupting vital trade routes. The closure has stranded thousands of commercial vehicles and has created a growing humanitarian concern, particularly for those seeking medical aid. Islamabad has repeatedly called on the Taliban regime to stop militant groups from using Afghan soil to launch attacks into Pakistan, a charge Kabul denies. Diplomatic efforts, reportedly involving regional mediators, are underway to de-escalate the situation and ensure the swift reopening of the critical transit points for trade and civilian movement. In a significant move reshaping the Indo-Pacific security dynamic, India has completed the first deliveries of the BrahMos cruise missile system to the Philippines. This landmark defense export is aimed at bolstering Manila's capability to counter China's increasingly assertive posture in the South China Sea. The supersonic BrahMos missile, a joint development between India and Russia, is one of the world's fastest and most lethal cruise missiles. The deal marks a strategic alignment between New Delhi and Manila and signals India's emergence as a key security exporter in the region, directly addressing the regional balance of power in the contested maritime zones of Southeast Asia. The diplomatic sparring between Pakistan and India flared up once again at the United Nations General Assembly. Pakistan's envoy strongly criticized India's address, dismissing its claims on the Kashmir dispute as recycled lies and a tired narrative. Islamabad reaffirmed its call for the international community to recognize what it termed as human rights violations and suppression in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. India swiftly exercised its right of reply, maintaining that Jammu and Kashmir is an integral part of India and accusing Pakistan of attempting to destabilize the region through state-sponsored terrorism. The exchange underscores the deep and ongoing diplomatic rift between the two South Asian nuclear powers on this core territorial issue. U.S. President Donald Trump delivered an unexpected compliment to Pakistan's Chief of Army Staff, General Asim Munir, during a major diplomatic gathering in Egypt. At the Sharm el-Sheikh Peace Summit, where world leaders signed a Gaza ceasefire document, President Trump publicly referred to General Munir as "my favorite Field Marshal from Pakistan." The comment was made as President Trump welcomed Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif to the stage for an address. While General Munir was not present at the summit, the affectionate mention underscored the growing warmth in the relationship between the two nations' leaderships. In a remarkable diplomatic development at the Egypt Peace Summit, world leaders signed a long-awaited Gaza ceasefire document. The document outlines terms for a permanent cessation of hostilities and a pathway for humanitarian aid. Notably, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, while addressing the summit, extended personal credit to President Donald Trump for his behind-the-scenes diplomatic efforts and persistent mediation that were key to bringing the warring parties to an agreement. The acknowledgement highlights the complex, multifaceted nature of international peace efforts and the influence of non-traditional diplomatic channels in achieving a breakthrough in the decades-long conflict. Pakistan's defense procurement efforts are increasingly looking eastward. Islamabad has expressed keen interest in South Korea's latest unmanned aerial vehicle, UAV technologies, as a primary area for future cooperation. A high-level Pakistani delegation recently concluded a visit to Seoul, focusing on advanced drone systems, surveillance equipment, and joint production opportunities. This potential partnership aims to upgrade Pakistan's aerial reconnaissance and strike capabilities with modern, sophisticated UAV platforms. The move highlights Pakistan's strategic effort to diversify its defense imports and leverage Asian technology to modernize its military hardware. Saudi Arabia has taken a giant leap in its military modernization with the graduation of the first cohort of operators trained on Turkey's advanced Bayraktar AKINCI drone. This milestone advances the massive $3 billion defense deal signed between Riyadh and the Turkish firm Baykar. The AKINCI, a high-altitude, long-endurance, unmanned combat aerial vehicle, or UCAV, brings a new level of strike and reconnaissance capability to the Gulf. Analysts say the integration of this powerful drone, which includes significant technology transfer and joint production elements, marks a revolution in Gulf drone warfare. The deal not only diversifies Saudi Arabia's defense partners, but strategically positions the kingdom to counter emerging regional threats, fundamentally reshaping the air power balance in the Middle East. Peace efforts in the restive Khyber Pakhtunkhwa region have hit a major roadblock. Negotiations between a representative tribal jirga from the Khyber district and commanders of the banned Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, or TTP, have ended inconclusively, with no immediate headway being made. The jirga had sought to convince the militants to withdraw from civilian areas in the Tira Valley to prevent a large-scale military operation. However, sources indicate the TTP side was inflexible, reportedly demanding nothing less than the full enforcement of Sharia in the country and unhindered movement for their fighters across the newly merged tribal districts. With the TTP refusing to yield on their core demands and the security forces poised for decisive action, the deadlock places the civilians of the volatile border regions in a state of growing uncertainty and fear. That's all for today from Pakistangeo Defense. Hit subscribe and drop your opinion.